Number 10. Istanbul, Turkey. Istanbul, Turkey is the only city in the world which rests itself on two continents, Europe and Asia. This city has been attacked on for as close to 60 times. During the ancient period, the Greeks, Athenians, Persians and Spartans fought to conquer it. It was the Romans who finally managed to seize it and renamed it after Constantine the Great. Eventually, Ottoman Turks captured Constantinople, which they named Istanbul. Istanbul city is known to the world for some of its magnificent architecture and its eccentric culture as well. Turkish places, mosques, museums, monuments and hundreds of water fountains help tell the story of this old city. From historic to modern, Istanbul has several shopping centers. The Grand Bazaar is among the world's oldest and largest covered markets. Many people visit Istanbul to purchase the country's famous carpets, tiles and ceramics. Mahmud Pasha Bazaar is an open-air market extending between the Grand Bazaar and the Egyptian Bazaar, which has been Istanbul's major spice market since 1660. Keeping aside its typical Turkish cuisine, namely kebab, Istanbul is also famous for its historic seafood restaurants. Number 9. Amsterdam, Netherlands. Amsterdam emerged as a fishing village in the late 12th century. Amsterdam has more than 7,500 protected monuments and has the largest historical city centre in Europe. Amsterdam is also famous for its red light district, De Wallen. The red light district is located in the centre of the city along major canals and is clearly marked on maps. Amsterdam is famous for vibrant and diverse nightlife scenes. The two main epicenters for nightlife are the Leidseplein and Rembrandtplein. Amsterdam consists of numerous cafes. Passers-by can sit down in an old-fashioned cafe, which are called a bruinkroeg by Dutchmen. Coffee shops sell cannabis. This is not completely legal, but is tolerated when small quantities of cannabis up to 5 grams are involved. Amsterdam is a city of festival, up to 140 a year. On Queen's Day, hundreds and thousands of people travel to Amsterdam to join the celebrations. During Gay Pride, there is a very long parade of boats with extravagant people floating on Amsterdam's canals. The Uitmarkt is a cultural event which lasts 3 days. It consists of many podia holding numerous artists such as musicians and poets. Number 8. Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona is one of the world's leading tourist, economic, trade fair and cultural centers. It has an influence in commerce, education, entertainment, media, fashion, science and the arts, all of which contribute to its status as one of the world's major global cities. Barcelona also has an extensive number of museums which cover different areas and primitive eras too. Barcelona Beach was listed as number 1 in the list of top 10 city beaches in the world, according to National Geographic and Discovery Channel. Barcelona was the 20th most visited city in the world by international visitors. Also the 5th most visited city in Europe in competition after London, Paris, Istanbul and Rome, with an estimated 5.5 million international visitors in 2011. Internationally renowned as a tourist destination, Barcelona, with its numerous recreational areas, not only has one of the best beaches in the world, but also its mild and warm climate, historical monuments make it a majestic tourist attraction. Number 7. Dharamshala, India. The literal meaning of Dharamshala means a spiritual dwelling, but in basic translation, it is known as a shelter or a rest house for pilgrims and travelers. It is known as a shelter or a rest house for pilgrims and travelers. Dharamshala appeared on the world map in 1959 with the arrival of the Dalai Lama and the Tibetan government in exile. Currently, it is a very popular hangout for foreigners, backpackers and students of Buddhism. India is well known for its variety in food because of diversity in its culture. McLeodganj is one of the great places for eating here in Dharamshala, and the town has an abundance of restaurants from cheap Punjabi dhabas to mid-range Tibetan and Western establishments. Street momos. There are many momo street vendors selling 5 pieces for Rs 10. These are hygienic and safe to eat, and the offerings are veg, cabbage and carrot, potato, chicken and sometimes paneer. Punjabi dhabas. Numerous places sign posted as such, selling the usual Indian cuisines of parathas, curries and chai. Many are small, single table or no table eateries along the roads, squeezed in between larger stores and restaurants that sell very tasty food items along with cheap Indian fare. Dharamshala is the perfect stop for trek lovers. It is a starting point to a number of trekking trails that lead trekkers across Dauladhar into the upper river valley and Chamba district. Dharamshala city is a beautiful green hill station. When you have free of time, then hang out with friends and family and take a visit to Dharamshala city, north state of Himachal Pradesh. Enjoy shopping and entertainment in Kotwali Bazaar. There are lots of branded showrooms for garments and plenty of restaurants to tickle your taste buds in Dharamshala. Availability of fast food and shopping malls including multiplex cinema as well makes Dharamshala an exciting package that serves you best entertainment. Number 6. Leh Ladakh, India. Ladakh is a province in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir, which falls between Kunlun mountain range in the north and the main Great Himalayas to the south. A remarkable region for many reasons. Ladakh is an area that has its own unique history, culture and traditions, yet has been caught in between the major powers of the area, namely China, India, Afghanistan, Tibet and Pakistan. Leh stands as the largest town in Ladakh. Ladakh has become renowned for its remote mountain beauty and its Buddhism-influenced culture. Ladakh is sometimes referred to as the Little Tibet, in light of the strong influence by Tibetan culture. Ladakhi food has a lot in common with Tibetan food. The most prominent foods being the thupka, the noodle soup, and the sampa, known in Ladakhi as nampe, roasted barley flour. A dish that is strictly Ladakhi is kyu, a heavy pasta dish with root vegetables. Ladakh celebrates a number of famous festivals, and one of the biggest and most popular festival is Hemis festival. The festival is celebrated in June to commemorate the birth of Guru Padmasambhava. A bike ride to Leh Ladakh passes through some of the most breathtaking, challenging and awe-inspiring landscapes found on earth. But by any means it is not an easy ride, since most parts of the road are at altitudes of 13,000 feet and above in the Himalayas. Ladakh is pure heaven on earth, having a mesmerizing scenic beauty that shall last in your minds forever. Ladakh is the ideal destination for adventurers and the spiritual minds. Number 5. Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Rio de Janeiro is one of the most visited cities in the southern hemisphere and is known for its natural settings. Rio de Janeiro mainly constitutes of seas, mountains and forests. This variation adds to its outstanding beauty. Rio de Janeiro is a main cultural hub in Brazil. Its architecture embraces churches and buildings dating from the 16th to the 19th centuries, blending with the world's renowned designs of the 20th century, waiting to fascinate you. Every 31st December, 2.5 million people gather at Copacabana beach to celebrate New Year's in Rio de Janeiro. The crowd, mostly dressed in white, celebrates all night at the hundreds of different shows and events along the beach. It is the second largest celebration, only next to the carnival. People celebrate the new year by sharing chilled champagne. Samba is a dance form that is admired. The carnival parades in Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo take place in the Sambodromo, located close to the city center. The parades start around 8 or 9 pm and end around 5 am in the morning. Number 4. Venice, Italy. Venice is located in the northeast of Italy on numerous small islands in the Venetian lagoon. The city of bridges, as it is usually referred as, stretches along the mouths of the Po and the Piave rivers. Also known as a famous place for sweethearts, lovers, artists and poets, Venice is a magical city which stretches across numerous small islands. The magic will leave you spellbound. In Venice, you will come across many historical buildings, both with modern interiors and also with traditional designs, which are common. Renting a holiday apartment in Venice means you can soak up the romantic atmosphere at affordable prices. Another important feature of Venice is the manufacturing of glass on the Murano Island, an artisan activity which has made the city one of the biggest producers of glass in Europe. The unique, high-quality materials they use and the craftsmanship are unrivaled. The Peggy Guggenheim Museum is in fact the most important museum in Italy for European and American art from the first half of the 20th century. Number 3. London, England. London is the capital and most populous city of England. Founded by the Romans who named it Londonium, London is a leading global city. With its strengths in the arts, commerce, education, entertainment, fashion, finance, healthcare, media, professional services, and transport, all of which contribute to its prominence. London is a world cultural capital. It is the world's most visited city as measured by the international arrivals. London is the world cultural capital. It is the world's most visited city as measured by the international arrivals. London is one of the world's greenest cities with more than 40% green space and open water. They indicate that 2,000 species of flowering plants have been spotted growing there and that the tidal Thames supports 120 different species of fish. London is a popular centre for tourism. London attracts about 27 million overnight stay visitors every year. Now that's one heavy reason for it to be the third runner-up. London is home to many museums, galleries and other institutions, many of which are free of admission charges and are major tourist attractions as they also play a major role in research. Popular places to visit here are the British Museum, Tate Modern, National Gallery, Natural History Museum, Imperial War Museum, Science Museum, Victoria and Albert Museum, Madame Tussauds, National Maritime Museum, Tower of London. Number 2. Rome, Italy. Near the banks of the Tiber River, 2,700 years ago on 7 hills, the foundation of Rome was laid. Rome is one of the most ancient cities in Europe. The center of Rome is compact and concise. Wandering the ruins on foot is a great way to see the city. Street life is vibrant and constant in its surroundings. The architectural design is consuming and close proximity of ancient sites make for a comfortable and convenient walk. Bike tours from the north to the south of the city are actually a popular way to see the sights of Villa Borghese, Piazza del Popolo, Piazza Venezia, and the Spanish Steps. Of all Italy's historic cities, Rome summons the most compelling fascination. There is more to the experience in Rome than almost any other city in the world, with relics of more than 2,700 years of continuous occupation packed into a sprawling urban area. Rome is a city full of mystique treasures. Shop windows are dressed with jewelry, footwear, and of course, Italian designer clothes. Moderately priced fashions coupled with quality workmanship make the area popular. Rome's amusing climate and stunning scenery entice many people into the plentiful city parks. People need not travel far to experience park settings and exquisite monuments. The Trevi Fountain, begun by Italian sculptor Gian Lorenzo Bernini in 1640, is the perfect example. A great number of tourists are attracted to Rome by its alpine and Mediterranean scenery, sunny climate, archaeological remains, medieval and Baroque churches, Renaissance towns and palaces, painting, sculpture, and famous opera houses. This one's for the lover of the abstract. Number 1. Paris, France. Paris is synonymous with all that is French. Known throughout the world as a city of light, Paris is celebrated for its beautiful city plan. Its architecture, museums, bridges, cathedrals, parks, shopping flea markets, sidewalk cafes, wide and luxurious boulevards, elegant cuisine, and numerous monuments. Paris surely steals the show on the list. The best tours of Paris are by boat. One can get a 1-hour cruise on the Seine in a sightseeing boat or buttermouche, which points out the main monuments, bridges, and cathedrals, the best view ever of Notre Dame, and gives a brief history of the city. Paris is the most populated city in France. The French are wildly enamored with their pet dogs. Dogs can be seen everywhere. Paris is a shopper's dream city. 2 large department stores, Au Printemps and the Galeries Lafayette, can fill the most discerning shopper's wish list. Fine leather goods, jewelry, perfumes, clothing, wines, gourmet foods, and fine art are plentiful. Bargain hunters can cruise the flea market. Sidewalk vendors, some very fine artists, are always displaying their wares. Paris is surrounded by greenery. Bois de Boulogne is the most famous park in Paris. Another famous garden is the Tuileries, which you will find located in front of the Louvre Museum. The year 1999 saw France as the top destination for travelers around the world, with the overwhelming majority including Paris in their visit to France. Which reminds us of a character in a play by Oscar Wilde that said, "When good Americans die, they go to Paris." Such is the ambience of this place, something one must cherish for the long way.